Would you buy a name brand twice the price just because of the brand name? Or would you settle for pretty much half the price and a lot of the similar, if not better, than the other? Well, we're going to take a look at the Pixel Wireless Voical right there, wireless microphone system. It's pretty similar to the Rode Wireless Go. We'll say that right up front. And I do have it, so we'll be able to size comparison. But, you know, your apples to oranges on the audio side of it, because there's really not much of a difference, which is great because the Pixel Voical is like, I don't know, like 120, 130 bucks right now. And sometimes they might run a sale or whatever. So check the link down in the YouTube description for the latest price, and that should be the cheapest price available as well. So let's just get in to this cool guy over here. 36 UHF selectable channels, which is great, and you can do this all on the device itself with a screen on both ends, so you can actually see what you're doing and actually see your signal working while you're speaking as well, which is fantastic. You do get a TRS cable, but we'll get to the things that come inside this here in a little bit. You get a low cut filtering function, which is fantastic, and anti-jamming tech, so it should keep a clean signal regardless of environment. 70 meters, I think that's about 230 feet or so. 6 hours of battery life, so it's looking mighty sweet. We're using the Canon M50 for the test subject. I'm falling in love with Canon and this M50, the full touchscreen and everything. I have the Sonys. I have the A7 III, the Mark V version 2, generation 2 of that, and this Canon M50, for some reason I grab it and go just because of how nice it is to handle. But anyway, we're using that. We're going to unbox this right now, and you do get real-time monitoring that you can do. It says that on the side of it too. OLED screens, I mean, a case already up front. The appearance looks nice. A little loop here for your wrist. Manual, but do we activate for a 12-month warranty? Okay, do that. You do get a cold shoe adapter there with a quarter thread on the bottom, which is nice they included that, because just like the Wireless Go, the clip itself is used for the cold shoe, hot shoe mount thing. We'll put that back because I'll use that adapter, I'm pretty sure, for something else in the future. But here are the guys. The plastic's gone. I've had this probably longer than anyone else. I think I've had this a month or more. So definitely had the experience with it a lot longer than anyone else has right now, and I feel privileged to have that. But the Voical Air system is here. You got a power button on the side, and you get the USB Type-Cs because we're anti-micro right now. Some adjustments through here, monitoring up here, and then the lav mic that you do get with it will plug in there. But we'll get to these little guys later. And just for size comparison, if you want to know right now, this is the size difference between the Wireless Go and that. So really not a lot. Maybe the Pixel is a hair bit thicker, I think. A hair bit thicker. So overall, the Voical Air is a little bit bigger than this, but you do get two screens on each. So I think for the price difference and the options and the incentives that you get with the Voical, I don't think you need this guy. So take the Rode Wireless Go, knock it out of your cart, and right now leave this in your cart because you're probably going to buy it. The lav mic, the little gator clip, is really strong, but this works great. One of the things I noticed right off the bat is the cables. Super thick on all the cables. Everything is branded pretty well. Like it'll tell you on the tag what it's for. Like the TRRS is like for your phone, I think, and then the TRS is for your camera. So you do get those two cables, which is nice. And you do get two super heavy duty USB Type-C cables. So, and they're wrapped. So I love it whenever companies include things like this long of a cable and this heavy duty, the straps that hold them together, because I end up using them for something else. I have a bazillion USB Type-C. I love these straps. I use them for other things other than this. What's going to end up happening for me is like this is going to leave the case, and then this is going to go like this, like that, right? And then this is going to go everywhere I go in some other smaller device, because this is meant to be compact. I like the case. I like to include all this stuff because I am going to use it for other things, you know. It's nice to have a home for this for travel, but once I get somewhere, they're coming out of this and they're popping in here like that, and then off I go. So I carry stuff like, if you're going to use it, like, it's cheap. By comparison, on the market, it's cheap. The quality's not cheap, but the devices are cheap by comparison. Use it like you're going to use it. Don't baby them. Like, use it. Use the stuff. Throw it in there. Throw it around. Actually get out there and use the stuff. If you put everything back the way it comes, you're never going to use it as much as you would otherwise. And here's the lav mic without the little pop filter on it. So it's pretty beefy. It comes across as a beefy microphone. Beefier than the Sennheiser Rode clip-on lavs mics. So this one's a little fatter on the tip, which, hey, you know, we like that sometimes, don't we? The power is on the side of them. They look great, and you can see that's picking up my voice, so you can see right away feedback. Here's the receiver part, and you can see me talking, but you can see what the volume is set on, and there's the channel. You can change the channels by that little settings button down there, and the volume there on the receiver. And then there is a USB Type-C. There is where you're going to monitor, and then that will go into the camera. The clip will click onto the cold shoe, hot shoe, whatever. Then it just clips right on, no problems at all. Looks good on this M50 too, because the M50 is like tiny. So this takes up no real estate whatsoever. So this would probably work good on a gimbal, more than any other receiver out there. As small as it is, and these are light, all the specs will be down in the YouTube link, down in the YouTube description. Here's the transmitter. There's the settings button for that. That will change your channels. There's the dB. That will change your dB. And you can see I'm on 15. USB Type-C. Microphone. The lav port. USB Type-C. Somewhere I already said that. And the power button there. I'm confusing myself. And a clip. And we're super close. I am very close to you right now. And then all that's left is to plug in the 3.5 TRS, which is labeled for camera, not TRRS, even though it probably doesn't matter, I don't think, on the camera side, but it does on the phone. And then you're left with that. Very minimalist look. On this M50, it looks good. And like I said, I really like the M50. I'm not pushing M50, but the link will be for the M50 down below. These things are super cheap. Kit lens, good enough for outdoors. Probably bigger lens for indoors or something. Anyway, enough bragging on Canon. It's nice and small, compact, looks good, will look good on a gimbal, or not on a gimbal, just in your hand running around town filming like a weirdo. And now you'll just clip this guy on here, wherever, doesn't matter. You know, there's a rule to it, something like that, and then there's where your mic needs to be in your lav as well. You can turn it around, put it up against you. The only problem I've had with this happening with this is sometimes if I move, it pokes out like that, and then your mic gets muffled. So you're probably not going to have that happen when it's hanging out, because the weight of it's trying to fall forward. And a V-neck is always good for these because it just sits right down in here and doesn't really go anywhere. But because of the uncertainty of this, most of the time I just use the lav. So I would recommend the lav. Plus it looks a little neater. Everybody kind of knows what these are now, and so you can't get by with an old school looking MP3 player anymore. That's kind of what it looks like. But I try it with different techniques and different ways here in a little bit to test it out. But up front, had it a month. I love it. No issues. You should really, if you're interested in something like this, because I don't know why you wouldn't be if you're in the audio world, because like weddings or whatever else you got going on, this is very small and discreet on a wedding dress, and you could be able to put the mic and lav on this, mic both people up while they're talking off of one possibly, and be okay with that. Oh, and you do get like 6 hours battery life, but you always knock a little bit off, so we'll say 5.5. I have not exhausted the batteries. And they say that the lapel mic, the lav mic, is what will provide the low cut filtering function. It can cut off the low frequency part for pure and clear output. I'm reading that here. I didn't know that ahead of time, but the lav mic is the one that apparently can cut out everything. So it has a low cut filtering function, when you plug in the lav mic. And now here we are outside. This is just this pinned to my lapel. The microphone is in my pocket, the lav mic, and we're going to test that out as well. It could rain. It looks like it. So I'm going to run down to that corner. Hopefully you can hear me pretty good. It's showing some signs on the receiver of that, and I have it correct in the camera. So it looks good. I didn't have to jack up the camera's sensitivity, the mic settings on the camera too much. So I was able to, a lot of it's coming from this. It's windy out here, so you can hear the wind. See how that sounds, which is going to be good. And I'm just kind of rambling and talking so that you can hear this. But I'm going to run down to that corner, which is pretty far away. And then I'm going to circle around the side of the house. So you'll have a house between us and then a clear shot over here, which you shouldn't go any farther than that over there. I wouldn't think. But here's the little range test, okay? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 25, 26, 27, 28, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43. It's probably about 50 feet. So I'm about 50, 60 feet, probably 60 feet because I counted probably 10 feet later. So 60 feet or so away from the camera. Should work perfectly fine from this range, which is pretty far. And I don't see why you would work farther than this. But now, let's put us, a house between us. Now we're going to, I filmed this, but the battery went dead while I was filming it. So now we're going to put a house in between us and see how far this can pick up. If it's able to pick up to my driveway over there with the corner of the house in between us, that'll be amazing. But I'm going to go to the mailbox and then I'm going to come back. So if you can hear any conversation that we have past the point, I'll let you know over there. It's doing its job, and it's doing an amazing job at that. So let me go do that while you get a good look at a swing set and some clouds. Okay. Walking around 20 feet away, 40 feet away. It's starting to rain on me a little bit. Opening the side gate, so I'm about to lose visibility now. Right now, there's a corner of the house in between us. Moving along, garage. Now to the house, the single-story section between us. Opening the side gate. Now we're back to line of sight. I can see the camera. I'm that 40, 50 feet away. 30, 20, 10, and we're back. Here we have the lav mic mounted up. It just goes down to my pocket, which you can't see because you're turned way too high up. Okay, so now you can sort of see me. I'm in a hurry because of monsoon. Some doggies next door. You can probably pick up some things. You can pick up some wind. It does have a little filter on here on the lav. Everything seems heavy duty. The wiring on this stuff, on all the stuff, seems thicker than most things. So that's really cool. And it's transmitting. It's showing a receive signal up on top. So I do love the screens on both of them. And this system to me is one of the better wireless systems that's out there, especially when you include the price in on it. It's almost a no-brainer. It just works. I like this setup probably the best because I don't have a big brick up here, and people can now point those big bricks out, it seems like. So I like hooking up a lav and working that way, so you kind of semi-hide something. But the system itself, small, totally transportable. It is mega windy. You will never record anything in this kind of condition. So if you can hear me, it's a win-win for everybody. So yeah, I'm hoping I'm rambling on enough to get a sense of the lav mic in this monsoon that's about to hit. Feel some dewy drops. Okay, now I'm back inside with the lav mic. There's going to be some echo in here because this room's extremely echoey, but at least it gives you a sense of not so windy and more of silenty. And this is just the lav mic. Super thick cable. I can't get over the quality of it upon the appearance and the usage of it. So the system, for the money, like I said earlier, is pretty bang up. Now let's just pop the mic out and try this inside with just the transmitter itself. So now we're just using the transmitter itself for a quick test so that you can hear a comparison really between the lav and this. This is about the right distance where you want to have it. I'm holding it out. Now let's put it against my chest to see if it gives me some more bass. So now I have it clipped out, facing out, so that you can see the screen going there. It's kind of against my chest, so we got it that perspective going on, which shouldn't be too much different than when I was holding it really. Maybe a little bit more bass in there from my chest. But now let's flip it around where the box is touching my chest. So now this is flush up against my chest, and you can be able to hear if anything got deeper, if it sounds better this way versus clip against chest versus clip out. I like the way this looks, but you just got to make sure that, for me, I always wear V-necks, so it's going to fit like perfect and tuck right into there, not be super obvious with the box hanging outside. So now I'm going to go right back to the lav mic so that you can get a comparison between what the unit sounds by itself. Now the lav mic is plugged in, so now we get a different take on the lav. Now it's sitting outside the shirt. Sometimes you might want to put it underneath. So now let's see what it sounds like with the lav mic underneath the shirt. Now the lav mic is up against my chest under the shirt. Some people love it that position better, and they'll use some tape and tape the lav directly underneath the shirt to them to completely hide that. And I know you see the cable coming out, but this is just a sound test. And that's it. This is the unit, and I really like this unit. I think it's going to get people out there and recording some audio. So make sure to explode on that subscribe button and ding that bell so you get notified on the next product review I've got coming out. I really like this one. I like reviewing this kind of stuff that's affordable, that gets people an opportunity to get some of that new tech. Get them out there, get them filming something, and that's compact. So this is a great system. Make sure to check the link out down in the YouTube description. See you later.